Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Prime Time, and you already know you on PrimeTime Talk TV. And yeah, I'm back at you with another good video, and you already know the routine. Once you enter my house, wipe your feet off, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos like these.
For Prime Time.
To this day. Oh man, let's go ahead and jump on into this video, shall we? Man, oh man, Night of Fights has been a pretty good delight, especially coming out of London. Boy, oh boy, it is, we were expecting a war. We were expecting, two gladiators in the heavyweight division. And I'm talking about none other than Zhang versus Joe Joyce. It was a big event last night. It was a real good fight. And I think that Zhang proved to everyone that, no matter if you're getting promoted to win or you're getting promoted to lose, it's really up to you. It's really up to the fighter if they choose to put on a show or embarrass the fighter that feels like you're just a walk through the park. And honestly, I think Zhang was chose because he was considered a walk in the park. But what it also showed is that your readiness can get you prepared more for a fighter than the fighter was getting prepared for you. And Joe Joyce, even though he was the favorite, he didn't look the favorite in the first fight. And now in the second fight, honestly, he looked worse. Zhang looked like he really practiced and worked out hard for this fight. He took it very serious. Not to say that Joe Joyce didn't take it seriously, but maybe his team didn't have a good game plan for him. And that's honestly some of the things that I've seen with with certain UK fighters is that their preparation is a lot different from in the US. And you would think it would be the same. You would think, fighters would have learned by now, but honestly, in the US, they take winning to a whole nother regard, Not to say that London don't, but in the US, it's honestly, keep it real, it's life or death. It's like life or death here. And in London, it may just be, hey, the sport. Guys may be well taken care of, well paid, things of that nature, to where they don't really have to struggle like that here. But in the US, it ain't no half stepping. Do you hear me? You have to do it all or none here. You have to go all the way out or don't go at all here. And honestly, that's what I kind of saw in that Zhang versus Joe Joyce fight, last night, is that Joe Joyce just didn't go all in it. I don't know if his energy level, his excitement, testosterone, I don't know. But he just seems, kind of a low, moderate level of energy every time, and almost like that translates into the fight. When you look at him fight, it's almost like he's not fighting with urgency, he's not fighting with speed, he's not fighting with timing, which he's doing the best he's, possibly can, I'm assuming, but he just looked outmatched against Zhang again. And I contribute that to putting on too much weight for this fight. I think he should have came in the same weight he came in last time, maybe lighter, so that you could have more speed, more snap to your punch. But I don't know, maybe he was trying to compensate the weight for power. And honestly, it's not so much about power, it's about angles, it's about punches, it's about footwork. And Joe Joyce really, honestly, his footwork lacks a lot. Head movement lacks a lot. Speed and timing lacks a lot. So those are the three things that I see Joe Joyce needs to work on if he is to continue in his boxing sport. You know, Frank Warren, he even alluded to, hey, you know, he have a couple domestic fights lined up for him, and hey, Joe Joyce could retire. He could retire. You know, back-to-back losses. To me, that's not room for retirement. It's just showing room for improvement. And Frank Warren even said that, hey, you know, every fighter has their bogey. You know, bogey, you know, person behind them, one, you know, like, you know, enemy that, hey, is your most fierce enemy in all of the fights you ever been in. And that's what it looks like. It looks like Joe Joyce just met his match with Zhang. And Zhang has what it takes to overthrow him, and he did. He took his WBO interim title the first time they met, and they went back to fight again, and they lost again. So that lets you know that, hey, maybe, just maybe, Zhang has Joe Joyce number. You know, every fighter has that opponent that is their Achilles heel, that, hey, you just are not gonna beat this guy. You know, you can beat everybody else, but you're not gonna beat this guy right here, just because this guy has your number, man. This guy, he matches up against you very well. He takes your punches very well. He matches your speed. He matches your stamina. So it's just, man, it's crazy, because I see what everyone else sees of Joe Joyce. He looks the par, he talks the par, he's tall, he's big, you know, but that just don't mean that even with all those qualities, you're going to beat a certain fighter. It don't mean that, you know. So you have to prepare, you have to train like your life depended on it. You know, and I don't know what type of training Joe Joyce did. I don't know the training, but I will say this much. I personally believe that London can learn, Europe can learn a lot more from America's boxing training style. You know, it's always, to me, seems as though America puts on the biggest and brightest stars in boxing, and they find the biggest and brightest stars around the world, and it just shows. It shows in the fights, it shows in the pay-per-views, you know, it shows in the fighter. Now, hey, granted, Zhang Zhilei, you know, Zhang, he showed that, you know, he worked his butt off for this fight. He trained with seriousness, and he came back and he proved all the doubters wrong. There was a lot of people doubting him and saying that he wasn't good enough, yada, yada, yada. It was a fluke for him to win. Well, with that fantastic knockout in the third round, you have to say now that Zhang is the big bang. And he banged your boy Joe Joyce out in the ring in the third round. It went down. So, hey, they are talking about now who he called out after the fight. You know, he's the mandatory for Usyk, but guess who Zayden called out after the fight? And no, he didn't offer Joe Joyce no three-peat. No, he said he wanted to go after Tyson Fury. Yeah. Oh man, they too many people calling him out. You know, if you notice, man, Tyson Fury just trying to get that easy money about the game, y'all. He want to party harder. He want to do his thing. He do not want to fight for no undisputed. He do not want to fight no more heavyweights in the division that are good. He want to fight some UFC guys. He want to fight some YouTubers. You know, he want to fight exhibition style right now. And honestly, I don't understand how he still has the belt. You know, if it was any other fighter, any other culture, any other race, they would have been took that belt. But, you know, I don't know. He's paying the sanctioning fees, so you know the WBC ain't gonna take no belt from him until he stopped paying the sanctioning fees. So as long as he pays that, he's good. So you know, hey, he making enough money off of this Ngannou fight. You know, between the PFL. This is the former UFC heavyweight champion. So, you know, hey, it is what it is, you know. He cashing out. He trying to get his money, but I hate it when I see fighters holding up the boxing division, you know, by holding up the belt and not fighting and not completing any obligations as being a champion. So it is what it is. They're going to let him do what he do until he done. You know how that go. They're going to talk junk about him after he gone and he retire. Everybody's scared to talk about him now. You know, everybody love him and embrace him, even though he do shiesty stuff and you know, whatever else. You know, you can't talk bad about him. You know how that go. That's why my number's low. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. I like Tyson Fury. He brings something to the game, but I just don't like fighters having the belts and holding up the division when other people can fight and will desire to fight with that belt. So anyways, you know, we got Zhang up in the big heavyweight division now. He done put his name up in the ballot, so he goes up there along with, you know, your boy Orlando Usyk. He goes up there with Tyson Fury. He goes up there with Deontay Wilder. He goes up there with Anthony Joshua. He goes up there with Anthony Yarde, you know, and all the other heavyweights that trickle down in that division. So we shall see how this all go. We'll see where Zhang places himself at, and we'll see where the heavyweight division goes to after this win. So anyway, with that being said, that's all I got for this video. You already know the routine. When you leave my house, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next, latest, greatest videos here on Primetime Talk TV. And I'm on social media everywhere. Definitely go to the website, PrimeTimeTalkTV.com, and copy some merch. All right, y'all. Peace, love. I'm out till next time. Peace.